Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has expressed optimism in the federal government's ability and commitment to improve on the country's road infrastructure. Bello spoke in Lokoja in reaction to the inspection tour of some deplorable federal roads in the state by the new Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi. Our reporter has more.
The elected Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello was the first governor to visit the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, in his office in Abuja a day after his inauguration to request urgent intervention in bad roads across the state. He was warmly received by the minister, who described him as a refined, hard-working young governor who wished the best for his people. The minister promised to give adequate attention to maintaining and constructing Kogi roads and across Nigeria as a whole.
I sincerely appreciate you, Your Excellency, for accepting this wonderful responsibility. You are not sitting in the office to take briefing. You are already out on the road to visit, to see the situation of our Nigerian roads with a view to fixing them. I know surely that the resources are scarce, but with your ingenuity and that of Mr. President, we are very confident that our Nigerian roads will be fixed, starting from Kogi State to across the Federation.
He said only concrete road that is cheaper to maintain and will last for decades will be the best option.
To commend you very, very highly, and I want to assure you that both you and I and others, we've keyed into the renewal of Mr. President. Like I said to the public today, Mr. President understood the enormity of the challenges ahead of him in taking this job. But you never see one day complaint. He never complained. He's forward-looking, and we have keyed into that attitude and that method. There is a lot of expectation. We have a lot of expectation from Nigerians, from Mr. President, as far as our roads are concerned. And Mr. President, President Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu has given us a marching order in this ministry, not only to construct roads, but to make our roads to be maintenance-free for 50 years in the minimum, to bring Nigerians back to our roots, to bring safety to our roots, to bring life into our roots. And this is what we're simply going to do. The policy of federal government is that state governors should be able to pay compensation. But you can't ask them to pay compensation if they were not part of the syndication of these projects. So we want to properly involve them. This is very key. In some areas we'll be asking for joint participation to do the projects. This is also very, very key. And we are bringing in a very lasting solution using concrete to do our roads. And you go to Germany, you go to Saudi Arabia, you go to Dubai, you go to America, to London, you see concrete roads. Some have lasted over 100 years, maintenance free. And I just engaged the contractors. I was going to run the figures. I was just a governor a few months back, and I did 95% of my roads on concrete, and they are maintenance free. So there is joy in it. I'm judging with the forex problems and the problem of highly dynamic petroleum pricing, which by extension affects bitumen, and even the presence of bitumen in Nigeria. So we have to look inwards and look at our local content. But that means that we're going to be developing more cement factories if we engage. Definitely, we are going to engage.
He immediately organized his entourage, who joined the Kogi State Governor on a tour of all federal roads in Kogi. He commended Governor Bello for providing palliative to maintain the road this far.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the partnership. Thank you for the palliative. In fact, you've already started building the road. I can see you've done over 10 kilometers, multiplied by 2, and you're going to help us with this one. Even if you asphalt it, it's still to advantage. When we come, we'll do it.
On the Abuja Airport road to Abaji down to Kotunkarfe Bridge, he stopped to inspect contractors and work done, but frowned at the quality of work delivered by some contractors. He promised to invite such contractors to his office for a review of the contract agreement and mobilize them to the site to deliver quality jobs that will glad the heart of road users.
There is a need for RCC, the contractor, and FEMA, and the engineer to see us tomorrow by 11 o'clock. We need to know the cause of the failure. Of course, it's poor workmanship and poor design, because this failure came from not properly containing the earth against the flood, and so part of the retained earth and the exposed one has been tampered, and so it caused the failure of the return wall. And so we want to know if RCC has been paid their retention, and did they maintain the work before they were paid.
You can watch from the airport junction that the median there is very bad, but when you go further along the road, you now see that they did a very beautiful test. But I observed that of airport junction going forward was precast. So it's very good for them to uproot it and put it in any of the other roads and do in situ concrete road median for us. And again, we'll be talking with FEMA. Why is it that the road veggies are not cleared? That's the essence of FEMA. So that from one side of the road, you can see the other side of the road. We should be able to do that, and I don't know why we're not doing it. And you can see considerably that our shoulders, have failed, and that's why we are introducing that even where we must do asphalt on our roads, that we must be able to do the shoulders with concrete.
At the popular Ganaja, which serves as a journey in and exit route for many states, the minister lamented the level of poor condition and construction. He promised that flyover bridge will serve as a lasting solution.
The G2 section of the road, Lokoja, going to Abuja, the job is not acceptable to me at all. Where we are inviting them for a meeting, and the resident engineer will be redeployed. But before that, we give account of the road that is said to be 85% completed. But it's like an old job with a lot of failures. So, and when a contractor fails in one location, it's going to affect him in other locations. This is very important. We are going to be up and doing. We just have to follow Mr. President and follow his footsteps and follow his aspirations. He's not complaining. He knows the enormity of the work and challenges in the country. But God sent him to solve the problem. So we are not going to complain. We are going to challenge the problems, and the Nigerians will be very happy. We've seen the flooding area, somewhere, at Kotokari Fayez. And the only solution to it is to do a flyover on it, to fly above the flood level. That's the only way out. And it's 1.6 kilometers, which like about 5 flyovers, multiplied by 2. So we're going to be making a proposal, and they will be meeting Mr. President to give us a nod, because we are looking for permanent solutions to our problems.
While the tour lasted till late in the evening of the day, Governor Yahaya Bello appreciated the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, for his steadfastness in ensuring renewed hope is enjoyed by all. And he also narrated how he suffered setbacks on the road after many visits to the former minister that yielded no results.
Mr. President, to deploy the Honorable Minister for Works, Engineer Dave Umahi, a day after swearing in, to come and look up into this particular problem, I think we can't ask for more from Mr. President. This particular road does not require just palliative. Our government have intervened severally, but it's not working. I thank God that the Honorable Minister for Works is introducing concrete roads. We are believing that we are going to intervene as quickly as possible so that the sufferings of our people can be ameliorated.
He commended the minister, described him as a round peg in a round hole, and said he believed he would not disappoint Nigerians.
This is the road I fly every day. We have no airports in Lokoja or in major cities in Kogi State. We follow the route. This is a road that is connecting the whole of Southeast south-south, and southwest to Abuja and the north. More than 85 to 90% of vehicular movement conveying both passengers and goods and services passes through this particular route. And we thank God that we have Engineer, Governor, Senator Dave Umahi, a round peg in round hole at the helm of affairs in the Ministry of Works today.
Their return to the government house was also a moment to encourage the APC members of every support to see that the party maintain its status that will produce the next governor of the state.
Mr. Governor, thank you very much. Thank you for the interest of your people, which are foremost in your heart. Thank you for beautiful jobs you have done in the state. I've been able to witness a lot of projects which you have done, and that will make our campaign here very easy. Your popularity is not without your works, so they all go together. So thank you very much. And
in conclusion, the minister promised all Nigerian roads will wear a new look by engaging FEMA to clear the roads 100 kilometers away from its verge to reduce armed robbery attacks or any other forms of criminal acts. He also declared his readiness to relocate all persons living in flood-threatening areas to higher ground so that the roads can be enhanced to avert annual flood disasters.
We can't appreciate Mr. President lesser because he has promised renewed hope. You can see that our hope is renewed. By just fixing roads across the country, he has alleviated poverty. And we say, Mr. President, kudos on behalf of the people of Kogi State and indeed Nigerians that you have come to salvage. We thank you and we appreciate you.
I am Faith Abdulgafar reporting for MSC TV.